Coming to you from the Spit Studios in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, this is the Spit Sports Show. I don't really know what I'm gonna say in this video. I'll just be totally transparent with you guys. I have no notes in front of me. I have no stats. I have no reasoning. I have no backing. All I have are these two 2020 eyes that watched and this heart that felt the Lions lose in round 1 for them, but round 2 to the Washington Commanders. What was it? 45-31. Where do I even start? This one stings. It really does. Now listen, obviously all is not lost for the Lions. Pretty much the entire roster is coming back next year. Carlton Davis and Kevin Zeitler are two big free agents. Both of them are older guys. Like, the core of this team is going to be fine for the long-term future. The next 5 years, probably the Super Bowl window's open. Campbell's not going anywhere. I understand we're going to lose some coordinators, but freaking, like, after last night, I should say, like, I'm not going to be devastated when they leave. Like, Ben Johnson, it sucks. I'm going to miss the excitement of that on edge. Like, is he going to call some crazy play I've never seen in my life before? And that toss to a pitch inside for an inside wide receiver run, like, I've never seen that in my life before. I'm going to miss those plays. But Aaron Glenn, like, maybe the man blitz doesn't work against every team. Just a suggestion, like, especially when you're playing a second string Division II college football defense, like, maybe you shouldn't go man to man against Terry McLaurin and whatever his name is, De'Ami Brown, and all of these guys who have just been cooking your terrible defensive backs all day. Like, there's got to be some kind of adjustment. Like, I get you are who you are, but play some zone. Like, oh my gosh. Anyways, like, the future's bright for the Lions. But I've been hearing there's always next year since I was like 6 years old. So I was like 5, like 0-16. Oh, at least there's next year, like 3-13. There's always next year. Like, you never know what's going to happen next year. Like, why can't it ever just be this year? And this felt like it should have been the year, but we outran the 16 defensive injuries or 7 defensive IR placements or whatever. We outran it for as long as we could. But in the playoffs, your biggest flaws are going to get exposed. And against the best rookie quarterback in the history of the world, an offense that is just so hot, and an offensive strategy that's just a lot like a college offense, like, the Lions had never seen anything like it. The only way they were going to slow it down is if they had the personnel to do it, and we didn't have the personnel to do it because everyone was hurt. Even, like, going into that game, obviously we had so many people down, but Branch got hurt and Melifong, like, there was just no chance. And the offense had to be perfect to win that game yesterday, and 5 turnovers isn't going to get it done. Now, a lot of the blame is going to get put on Jared Goff. I thought he played like, he didn't play well. I think he was about the 7th reason we lost that game, though, like, going down the list. He had one awful interception, that pick six. Like, he had Laporta wide open in the flats for a little dump off pass. Instead, he tried to force it into a window with 3 guys to Tim Patrick. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. He hasn't thrown a ball like that all season, it felt like. Um, that was terrible. But what really turned the game, I thought, just completely flipped the script on its head, was that fumble. Like, the game was going exactly how I thought it was going to go. And it ended up going exactly how I thought it was going to go. It's just Washington was the beneficiary of those turnovers, not Detroit. Like, that fumble, you're in field goal range, you have a chance to go up 14-3, and St. Brown slips coming out of his break. Goff has to hold on to the ball for a little extra long, and Glasgow, easily our worst offensive lineman, he gets beat. And like I said, your flaws get exposed. Goff fumbles, and it's a completely new ball game. They go down and score a touchdown like they did every freaking drive, and there you go. Speaking of guards, though, Christian Mahogany, the rookie, he was unbelievable yesterday in terms of Pro Football Focus grading. He was graded at 93, so that's exciting for the future. It seems like we've got our starting offensive guard for the next 15 years besides Sewell, so that's cool. I'm trying to find positives here, guys. It was such a great team And the reason why it's so frustrating is because A, we beat ourselves yesterday. The Commanders played awesome, full credit to them, but if we don't turn the ball over 5 times, like, it's just a different game. And 2, it feels like the injury gods just beat us all season, like, overall in total, like, that was what our season came down to. It kneecapped our chances of definitely winning a Super Bowl, um, because you can't win a Super Bowl in the National Football League with a Division II backup college defense, like, you just can't do it, like, this guy, Norris, played free safety for us. Guys, if I don't know or have never heard of a Detroit Lions player, it's like where it's a red flag. Like, I am all over this team. This is my team. I'm all over the roster moves. I'm all over the changes. I'm all over the practice squad, the press conferences, everything. If I haven't heard your name before, you should not be in the game. 2 guys came into the game. One of them was that Norris dude. The other guy had 3 names. I genuinely can't even remember his name. But he hadn't played a defensive snap in I think 3 years, and this Norris guy had played 1 defensive snap the entire season, and these guys are on the field in the divisional round for a trip to the NFC Championship game. It's just like there's nothing. This one, it hurts. And what hurts the most is I'm not gonna get to watch this team play again. Like, with Ben calling the plays, like, this offense, like, I was going through all the numbers last episode. Like, it's so crazy how you can go from just on the top of the world to just out so quickly. Like, this is such a humbling sport. It really is, because like I said, 4th most points all time. And I do want to give Ben Johnson a bit of criticism though, because listen, everyone's pointing out like, drive for your life, you're gonna let Jamison Williams throw the ball. Dude, like, you've gotta recognize the situation. Gibbs is like, give Gibbs the ball. That's the other thing. Like, Montgomery's awesome. He's awesome. And as Gibbs was, getting into the league, I understand how you want to split the carry so he can get, warmed up to the NFL. I don't know. They cannot be going 50-50 from here on out. Montgomery's an awesome complementary back at this point. Sonic and Knuckles is cool. Keep it a thing. I love it. But goal line and short yardage only, man. Gibbs is the guy. Period. So that's gonna be an adjustment for next year. Tell you that right now, or it better be. Um, to go through the rest of the issues of some like, down 10, drive for your life, you put the ball in Williams' hands. And like, what really killed us was coming out of half, we actually do get a stop on Washington's first drive. We only stopped them literally twice the entire day. Both of them were Washington's first drive. Obviously, on the first one, we had that fourth down where they put the ball in the hands of Marcus Mariota inexplicably, sorry. And the first drive of the second half for Washington, we were able to get them, I think, on a 3 and out or maybe a 6 and out, but it was a pretty quick stop. We end up scoring. It's 31-28, brand new ball game at that point. And Washington just goes on, I think it was a 6.5 minute drive, and just tires out the defense, scores a touchdown, and that was kind of your ball game. Like, the defense was just done at that point. And it sucks. It really hurts. Like I said, everything is not bad right now in Detroit. Like, there's more hope for the future than there ever has been. Like, there's always next year used to be kind of like this corny line about, whatever, like, we got another year of football, but like, it actually is like, we have next year and we could win the Super Bowl next year. That's the other thing though. Like, I can't say the Lions are going to the Super Bowl anymore because they literally can't. Like, they're out. And that's weird, because no fiber of my being thought we were going to lose that game going into it. I was obviously a nervous wreck, because I am for every Lions game. But my dad is probably taking it the worst right now, to be honest, out of the family. Big football fans here. Sorry, that's my dog. He's obviously not taking it very well either. But I'm a little numb to it right now. I don't know if it's fully sunk in that, like, we don't get any more Detroit Lions football for the rest of the year. Like, this was the most watched team the entire regular season. This was America's team this year, and it's just over. Like, I'll see you in 8 months. I don't get to watch another Lions game for 8 months. Like, that sucks. That really sucks. And I don't think it had anything to do with choking. I don't think it had anything to do with the playoffs or the lights being too bright. This team played great in the playoffs last year. Goff has played great in the playoffs since that New England Super Bowl. He made a bad decision. I thought the interception on the post, Jamison Williams, you got to freaking fight for that ball, man. You got to draw pass interference. You got to go into him. You got to fight. That was the one my dad was really mad about. He woke up today. I saw him obviously while I was making breakfast, and he was like, Jamison Williams threw 2 interceptions. I was like, no, he didn't. He only threw one. He was like, that Goff throw in the end zone, like you have to go for that ball. And he was a quarterback in high school. He knows what he's talking about. So I'll take his word. Like, man, fight, just fight. Ah. Um, in terms of how this team is going to be perceived going into the future, though, I love where we're at. Like, everyone is going to doubt us again. Tell you that. Like, we're going to lose both OCs. Obviously, the roster is going to change over a bit. Like, who's Dan Campbell going to be without Ben Johnson? People are going to pick the Bears to probably win the division over us when he goes there or wherever he goes, whatever. And I love when we're in that spot as underdogs. And people don't want to give him credit, but Dan Campbell was the one who saw Ben Johnson's offensive talent and promoted him to offensive coordinator. He obviously brought Aaron Glenn with him. Like, this guy can make a coaching staff. So I'm not particularly concerned about their replacements. And like I said, the roster talent is more than in place for the future. So all is not lost. But all is lost this season because of a fumble, really. Like, that fumble was really the like, like dang it. Hey, it's just a lot to overcome 5 turnovers. And we did it once, but can't do it twice and expect to be bailed out. Like, it's just not going to happen. What else should I say? I don't have anything to apologize for because I've really just only been talking crap about the NFC North, and they won 0 playoff games as well, and we won the division, so I don't have anything to apologize for there. Um, like I said, we've got our starting guard for the future. Goff didn't choke; it was fine. He just didn't play that well. It happens. Like, the thing that completed the Oct effect of suck, though, that was crazy. And Lions fans will relate to this fine. Like, everything that could go wrong went wrong in this game. Like, obviously the turnovers, Williams throws an interception, defense sucks, no adjustments, blah blah blah. But like, what completed it? Amon-Ra St. Brown dropped a ball in the last 2 minutes, which he never does. If that guy's dropping a pass, we've got, like, that's just a problem. Like, that never happens. And also, like, that 10-second runoff call, like, you tried and true Lions fans will know. Like, that 10-second call, that was just the final dagger in the heart. It really was. But the thing is about true Lions fans, I don't feel like they are the ones taking this loss as hard as the fake Lions fans are, because the true tried and true Lions fans, they've been through all of this crap, and they know that we're in a great spot compared to where we've been for the past 40 years. And there's a whole lot to be optimistic about because we come from nothing. These bandwagon fans who just hopped on for this playoff run, like, they're the ones who are probably over criticizing Goff and management and Campbell not calling a timeout on that 12-man call, which was just terrible. They're more the ones being critical, I think. Whereas, the tried and true hardened Lions fans are more like, we've seen so much worse than this. So much worse than this. And like I said, the roster for the future looks like it's going to be okay. If we have 16 players on defensive IR next year, I'm going to be a bit more quiet about us making the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that right now. But knock on wood, that doesn't happen. And we come back next year stronger. That's really where I'm at right now. It comes in waves, Lions fans. It, like, you're content with it for a bit, and then it stings for 5 minutes, and then you're content with it again, and then it stings, and then I get it. It's probably gonna keep going like that for, I don't know. I don't know how long it's gonna go for. This is the worst loss I've. Is it the worst? Yeah, this has got to be the worst loss I've had as a sports fan. Like, this is worse than the NFC Championship game last year because we were underdogs in that game. Like, I know we had the lead at half, but I think this is worse. Maybe not. NFC Championship game was pretty rough. But like I said, hardened Lions fans, it's like, this is we've been through way worse than this. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. like all of you Lions fans who've been watching this channel throughout the year, I love you guys. Love each and every one of you. Thank you for your support. If you're not a Lions fan, you've been watching these videos, I love you just as much. Thank you so much for your support. We've got a lot more football to cover. I'm excited to watch this Eagles Rams game as soon as I'm done here. Baltimore Bills should be awesome. Um, it just sucks that my team isn't in anymore. Like it's like a hole in your heart as a football fan. It really is when your team is just out. It sucks. Really sucks. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling. I'm disappointed. Better luck next year, I guess. Yeah. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please leave a comment. If you disagreed with anything, leave a comment as well. I love talking about sports and communicating with you guys, and I'm small enough to which I can. So leave something back there. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed what you saw today. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Spit Sports are just over 390 subscribers. So big things happening. Please join the squad, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.